So we have, once again, we have Mad Depression, ProProProPro, and gocreate01. ProPro trying to carry GoCreate to victory in this particular tournament versus Dynamic Execution on the right-hand side in red. That's DiesOsse and ShadowUltima. Pretty good pair, pretty strong pair. So in this case, ProPro going with the Angel. Got some frame drops going on there. Whoa! Oh, I picked the wrong. There we go. There. Now I'm in the map. Misclick. My bad. So ProProProPro going with a Neo and gocreate with the Angel. Interesting. I kind of would have figured it the other way around, but in this case we also have DiesOsse and ShadowUltima going with the exact same composition as before. They are still Strikers, still Warthog, still going to be cruising with Longhorn and Buckies as their primary. Now we already know that ProPro is carrying Aegis in his loadout, so he could just completely knock these out of the park. And make this a hard loadout counter and prevent this from working. ShadowUltima, meanwhile, doing the harass, trying to pick on the Longhorn, pick on the Angel. So long as he can keep doing damage and keep distracting these guys, his teammate DiesOsse will be able to pull ahead. But he might get killed. Sniped down by gocreate, pulling his weight and getting the player kill. So ShadowUltima gets punished for trying to stick his face in there. Meanwhile, this base is neutral for red, but there's no infantry in it. ProPro, if he can kill these infantry when they're dropped, he does manage to pick one off, so this base stays neutral. He's able to stasis and kill one. But Shadow had one creep ready on hand just in case, so that doesn't make a huge difference. So the game is fairly even at this point. gocreate trying to go ahead and start positioning himself towards this top middle outpost. Red is doing the same thing. ShadowUltima dropping a handful of stuff, but ProPro cloaked right behind him, unseen, unheard, drops right down and starts harassing a lot of those tanks as well. Now, Carbon Team does need more units if this is going to be a competition up here, so perhaps Carbon Team is going to press south through mid. Interesting. Now the question is, are they going to try to arc up or are they trying to go down? Because you've got these neutrals are actually pretty tough. These tanks are taking a lot of damage and some of them are almost going down to these turret fire. And in fact, they've lost a couple of flackers already and a couple of repair units. They are trying to push straight up, but the neutral turret's pushing in, the strikers using the sword, so they're taking a little bit too much damage for this to be healthy, and there's not enough repair units. Warthog comes in, doing a little bit more damage. If this were a straight-on fight, if these unit clusters meet, Carbon is going to get wiped out just because they've taken all that extra damage, so Carbon Team really needs to sit back and relax. gocreate's got the sniper, but without a generator, he finds that he has to repeatedly take off, replenish his energy, and come back. And since he's carrying heavy units, he's already lost a quarter of it by the time he gets up there. So, DiesOsse could get taken out, but no, he does not. Both the red team players coming close. Now gocreate working that sniper rifle, taking out another couple of tanks, and in fact Carbon has the edge now. They've got more units on the field. Upkeep difference 37 to 34. gocreate using that sniper rifle to pick off anything that peers around this outpost. He can go ahead and snipe it. Plenty of turrets in place. These double not only as good anti-ground but as good anti-air as well. gocreate also picking off Longhorn on the back line. Taking a little bit of fire from the neutrals, may get picked off if he's not careful here, but using the loop, able to dodge that air fire and avoid getting killed by ShadowUltima, punishing that bloodlust. Some heavy mines go down as well. Maybe DiesOsse notices them, maybe he doesn't. ShadowUltima probably going to be the one to try to push these units forward, but when he does, he'll have heavy mines waiting for him. Not enough ratchets in here to disable those before those heavy mines destroy his entire clump. DiesOsse gonna get taken down. gocreate getting another player kill with that Angel, taking down ShadowUltima. DiesOsse spared by his teammates' noble sacrifice, making the ultimate sacrifice and paying the iron price just to save the life of a friend. Now ProPro setting up some of these artillery again, getting that splash damage. This is basically going to force an engagement, trip the heavy mines, kill out a couple of Longhorn, but artillery are so good for forcing an engagement here. They do not win the battle, but this is splash damage. When that artillery hits, he's hitting every single unit at the same time. gocreate sniping another player. He just got really good really fast. I guess all he needed to do was find the mech that he wanted to play. Get off of the Warthog, start playing Angel. That's clearly your calling. just taking out another player. ProPro and gocreate already capturing this bottom outpost, and now the initiative is on red to do something with their units and do something now, because right now everything is starting to fall apart. The artillery are raining fire in, the heavy mines are going to prevent a push, and you've got a big wall of tanks as well, just in case anyone gets any ideas. So the upkeep advantage is starting to get a little bit complicated. We got 66 down to 39. ProPro and gocreate with a firm advantage now in the game. ShadowUltima doing a reverse push, using custom waypoints to bring these units back to this outpost and try and lock this down. He's going to sacrifice mid to try and take back this forward outpost, but Carbon's pretty dug in. They've got two socketed stingers, and these are just going to be spewing missiles out constantly, provided that there's mechs around. So ProPro and gocreate are going to be able to pick off all of these units with their mechs alone, with virtually no interference from the mechs from DiesOsse and ShadowUltima, who take so much damage and just really can't stick around long enough to make much of an impact. So these units down here for the red team are getting no micromanagement at all, walk right up the narrow ramp into the concave of fire from Carbon team and get wiped out. Red team losing all of their entire army with that one push. So the upkeep difference is now 76 to 14. Carbon team just too dug in with that anti-air, so red team was unable to really mount any kind of effective assault on that. gocreate gonna get another kill. No! Manages to get picked off by that air to ground from that hog. ShadowUltima though is getting a little bit too brave there, gets picked off by ProPro's Neofire air to air. So now Carbon team with a solid advantage in this game, but their forces are still spread out. They're going to have to collect their units from the top. They're going to have to move those in towards this outpost. Red team with no heavy mines or defense to speak of. Some of these units are actually on the follow command or getting mismanaged as well. So DiesOsse and ShadowUltima just scrambling at this point, going into desperation mode, seeing if they can't pull a fast one. Trying to pick off any tanks that they can with their mechs themselves, but ProPro, foreseeing this, is dropping tons of anti-air, multiple hats, heavy anti-air turrets right behind, while meanwhile the units from the top collide at just the right moment. You have this multi-pronged push, and they tried to set up a line for the push to the south, but they don't have any answer to these Longhorn from the north. So Carbon team sweeping in, wiping out all of these red team units, capturing the post, and commencing the domination. ProPro showing that his team, he and gocreate, they can make this happen. They are not going to get 2-0'd. So now red team with literally one tank to defend themselves against 85-ish upkeep. And the Angel gonna get another snipe, knocking out DiesOsse with that Warthog. He can kill the tank, sure, but he can't take a railgun bullet to the face. This is procreation at its finest. Definitely. So Mad Depression going to take the win. Nicely done. GG. This is going to go to a game 3, which means that the map choice is going to fall on ShadowUltima and DiesOsse.